All right, this is a short tutorial on a new web-based app called, I don't even know what it's called, to be honest. I'm assuming it's Infogr.am. The website or the URL is infogr.am. That's it, all right? So it's not .com, it's .am. So when you set up an account, it's free. So they just want your email, username, password, and you're in. And then you're ready to just go to create here, okay? So it's a website that allows you to create a free and easy yeah, infographics. Okay, so some of you know how to do them in PowerPoint. This one is not PowerPoint, it's web-based. So I'm going to go to create right now, and they give you a bunch of templates to choose from. Now, within this template are actually two graphs, right? So you got a headline. This is a graph, right, with information, and this is another little headline type thing, and this is another graph. And they just show you a bunch. I'm just using my arrow to the right key to go through. So these are just templates, and they all look exactly the same. The only thing I guess that changes is the color. Okay, so these are actual infographics. So if you want to create something that has more than one, you can go ahead and do that. Or you can go right to charts and just create a chart first that you can then import into an infographic. I'm relatively new to this, so this is not an expert tutorial by any means. Kind of muddling my way as well. Now, I like to use word clouds, and for years we've used Wordle, which is awesome. However, if you want to change it up a little bit, you can use these, which I find interesting as well. I've seen these in a few places, and now I know where they got them from. So this is what they call a tree map. Love this little feature. So this is what I'm going to focus on in this lesson, I guess, is how to build a tree map. So I'm going to go add chart, and they give you, okay, a chart, and if you double click, you can edit. So, and it tells you this is dummy text, this is dummy data, as I like to call it. Microsoft Office does the same thing when you do get into the charting. They give you a chart with dummy data. So here you can start customizing this. So I'm going to pause this video and I'm going to put in my own information so that you see how this changes. Now, they give you 3 sheets down here, and I just successfully deleted one. I'm only going to want to do one city here, so I don't want Japan. So I'm going to go over to sheet 2, which is Japan, and I'm just going to click on this little tab here, and I'm just going to delete that one so that I only have one. So that's a quick, easy way to do that. Next, I'm going to replace their dummy data with my own. So I'm just going to select all of these things and delete them. Okay? And I'm simply going to type in areas of Welland here. So I'm just making stuff up here. So I'm going to start with, let's say, north. And the number that you give it will be the determining factor of how big this is going to be. So I believe it goes up to 100. So I'm going to go, give me 50 for north, and then south would be maybe 20, and then east would likely be 10, and then west would be another 20. All right, so now I'm pretending that this is, let's say, a chart that represents how many people, or from what parts of the city are students from at a particular school. And then, so now that this is done, I believe I could hit done, but before I do, I just want to show you here that you can turn the values on or off. So if you want them to see what the numerical grade, I kind of think that for a lot of graphs, that kind of takes away from the visual of this. So numbers aren't necessary, I don't think. And here you've got some settings. So you can actually flip from word cloud. Okay, so here the bigger the number you gave this, the bigger the word's going to be, right? And you can go back to here. And then chart colors. I haven't really figured this out yet, but I believe it allows you to change. So if you want Welland North to be a different color, you would just pick on here what color you wanted. And then if I click off, it's been assigned to that. And you can mess with the height here as well. So pretty user-friendly, I'm finding. And then you can hit done, and then I'm going to double click to add title, where our students live. And then you can put more text down here, of course. And next, of course, when you're done, okay, so you can put more text here, or you can just delete this part here. When you're done, you would hit publish. And they want you to give it a title, so it's already kind of picked up on my title. And then you hit publish to save it. And now it's been published, so it's in my library. Now, you're able to now embed this into a website, which is very cool. Share it on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, or you can see what it looks like. Now, I just been playing with this a little, and I realized in order to create your own infographic, all you need to do is start from the chart that you created and add more text, and then add another type of a chart. Okay, so here I added a title, Students Hour, or Sports Hour Students Play, and now I'm going to edit this to represent what our school population is like and the sports that are most popular here. So once again, I'm going to double click, and I'm going to, of course, change all of these things so that they represent what I want. So I'm looking at, I'm looking, here they have years, which I'm probably going to get rid of because they have multiple in there, right? So I'm only going to, I'm not going to do a cross-sectional time study. I'm going to just do it for now. So I'm not going to need all of these columns. So I'm going to delete some of these. So I'm going to delete column, delete column, delete column, and again. All right, so now the year actually doesn't even show up, which is okay. And now I'm going to change these titles and some numbers. So I'm going to pause while I do this. Okay, so just to keep this brief, I've typed in some numbers here, and I've got the representation here. And I guess what I'm not liking is the repeat of colors. I think I would like to have different colors for all of them. So I'm going to investigate to see if I can find where I would be able to change that. But right away, we're getting a really good indication that, right, it's a nice visual representation of the fact that basketball dominates, right? So I'm just going to pause this and see if I can do something with the color. Okay, so yes, of course, from edit data, you simply go to settings here, and now you can pick different colors. So I don't like the fact that this orange is almost the same color as that yellow, so I would probably want to change that to something that stands out maybe a little bit more. And I guess you just click off, and that takes place. And then we have two blues that are very similar as well. So I'm going to come back here and see if I can find something a little more different, right? So that would be different, awful, but different. There we go. And we have two reds that are too similar as well. So I'm going to come back here and look for something totally off the wall. I wish this were a little bit bigger so I could see a little better. So that's a purple, might be too close. All right, there's something different. Click off. Right, so now you see that there are 6 or 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, that would be 5 distinct colors, right, that stand out. So rather than just raw, boring data, right, we've got a really neat infographic, easy to read, pleasing to the eye, that you can now put into a website, onto a document, etc., okay, with the embed code. I don't believe they allow you to, so this has been published. It's now public, yep, so it's now public. Now I believe if you want to grab this and just put it on a Word document, etc., your best bet would probably be to print screen it. So I'm just going to scroll. So I'm changing my zoom here so I can see a little bit better. So right now it's at 75. And if I scroll up, it goes to 90. And 90 ends up being just a little bit too much. So 75 might be perfect. So I would just simply print screen and then paste it into Word or PowerPoint or